I am coach of the New York Empoleon. Welcome to the Week 1 Draft Builder, Team Builder against the Charlotte Corviknights, coached by Bloody, who is also an admin in the PBAL and also is the person who eliminated me from playoffs last season and also got #1 in power rankings post-draft. So we are facing an uphill battle here, and I think there's no Mon more equipped to do that than Emolga, but we'll talk about Emolga in a second. My opponent's team is in speed tier order, not in draft order, mind you. I do sort them that way just to make it easier for me to look at, and then I don't unsort them for these videos. Ribombee, Frostlass, Jirachi, Zapdos, Galarian Zapdos, Miltank, Lilligant, Rotom Wash, Incineroar, Dragalge, and Mudsdale. So we are playing 10-mon format. There's no G-Max, no D-Max, nothing like that. It's 10-mon format, so you can only draft 10. That team is horrifying, though. There's really no immediate obvious weakness to it, and things from Zapdos to Incineroar to Ribombee cause my team tons of grief. Physical Frostlass is also a huge threat to my team, but we're going to start off by just saying 103 speed is a pretty good speed tier since 3 of his Mons are base 100 in Jirachi, Zapdos, and Miltank, and none of them are electric type. His electric type is Rotom. We'll talk about Rotom later. But this thing can click Nuzzle with Abandon. And Nuzzle is so good here because it just gives me an element of speed control that I really, really appreciate having. This thing also surprisingly has equal attack and special attack, so decided to just go the attack route. It's holding the heavy duty boot so it doesn't take rocks damage. It's also got static, so fingers crossed I can get 1 static para at some point. Also, I didn't need it to be holding or to be motor drive this week because Rotom Wash can just spam Hydro Pump, and that's a problem for it anyway, so it doesn't really switch into that regardless. And U-Turn is good for momentum and just getting me out as needed, and Roost is good because I am running max HP and a little bit of defensive investment, alongside my speed, and the fact of the matter is I can take a Thunderous Kick from a Galarian Zapdos. I can actually, well, I can't because of the defense drop, take 2. I can take a Brave Bird as well if I'm at full or near full, and therefore I can just click Roost. So if I can get this thing in safely and be at full health, Zapdos can go for a Thunderous Kick or a Brave Bird or a U-Turn and potentially get statics, or if I know I outspeed it because I know it's not Scarfed, I can just click Nuzzle and paralyze it and just neutralize the threat. Now, obviously, Agility, Weakness Policy Zapdos can be horrifying to me, and I definitely have to worry about that, but Nuzzle, I feel like, is better than not have better utility to have it than to not have it. Next up is my Gardevoir. Gardevoir this week is going to be rocking out with a Choice Scarf set. Moonblast, Trick, Shadow Ball, and Healing Wish. Didn't really need Psychic coverage for my opponent's team. I'd almost always rather click Moonblast, since the things that resist Moonblast, like the Jirachi, also resist Psychic anyway, and it's better against things like the Incineroar. And Dragalge, yeah, technically Psychic would be better, even Psyshock specifically, but I'd rather just have the utility of Trick and Healing Wish if Dragalge seems like the switch into Gardevoir, which I don't generally think it is. So we are just going to be able to spam Moonblast in this matchup and late game, potentially just go Healing Wish. I do like being Scarfed, since if Zapdos isn't Scarfed itself or hasn't used Agility yet, Moonblast outspeeds it, kills it, we're good. And I do like the ability to Healing Wish some other Mon later in the game. Next up is the Obstagoon this week. Obstagoon going to be rocking out with the Custap Berry Endure set and Defiant. So if my opponent Ribombee sets up webs, we are going to get a Defiant boost. We are going to be slow. And so what we're going to do is we're going to Endure, take the hit from something like the Zapdos, and immediately kill it. +2 attacks, depending on what I need to click, basically gets a free kill for me. And so I'm pretty much able to 1-for-1 with this every time. Assuming webs are up or my opponent's switch in is Incineroar to get the Intimidate Defiant boost, because I don't actually get the kills from things if they're like above 50% with Body Slam, especially the Zapdos, if I don't get to +2 first. So just got to watch out for that, or manage to take down Zapdos in another way, or in a desperation move, Endure, Custap Berry, Body Slam has a 30% chance to paralyze, and that's one of my win cons in this game. So we're going to see if we can get it. Knockoff is good utility. I thought about going Parting Shot instead, just so that I could use that instead of like activating my Custap Berry or something, but I figured the utility of knockoff was just better, and close combat is really helpful for things like the Incineroar that could otherwise pretty much sit in on this and not worry about it. Next up is Nihilgo. Nihilgo is one of my best mons in this matchup, in all honesty. It is Assault Vested with Power Gem, Hex, Knockoff, and Acid Spray. It baits in the Jirachi so hard. Like, it's not even funny how hard it baits in the Jirachi, so Knockoff is so free. The other mon it can bait in is the Incineroar, and even that's a little risky if he doesn't have an Assault Vest, so Knockoff is so free. Also, if he's Scarfed Incineroar to try to outspeed this and kill it with an Earthquake, Knockoff gets rid of that. I outspeed, I can Power Gem and do a lot of damage if need be. He's going to have to keep in mind, because he's not going to see my item, that I could always just pop out that Power Herb Meteor Beam set, which seems really good in this matchup, in all honesty, but I just decided Assault Vest was going to give me a little bit more utility against things like Special Frostlass, against Rabombi. It gives me like a guaranteed switch into that, even at +1 with a Quiver Dance. Dragalge can't OHKO me with any move, so we are just going to be able to come in. If Jirachi isn't there or is dead, Acid Spray puts every single mon in range of dying to another attack. Again, like I said before, base 103 is a really nice speed tier. And Jirachi comes in, I knock off whatever item it is. It could be Rocky Helmet, it could be Scarf, I don't know. It could be a lot of things, it could be leftovers with Wish. There's a lot of possibilities for that Jirachi. Knock off the item, and if it's in a range, I can just click Hex later in the game. Also, because you saw my paralysis is sort of a win con for me. If Jirachi gets paralyzed, knock off into Hex should be able to take it out, and we'll be able to get so many beast boosts and just start doing work with this thing. Next up is Dragapult. Dragapult is Clear Body, which is super nice because it means that it doesn't get affected by Sticky Webs, and I'm Choice Scarfed to outspeed literally everything, and I have enough speed to outspeed Scarf Rabombi, or not Scarf Rabombi, but +1 Rabombi as I am Scarfed. So, Shadow Ball can do decent work to the Rabombi if it is like +1 and I'm not what's the word? If he's not like totally fully healthy, Shadow Ball should be able to do 80 to 90% to it. So to get the Quiver Dance off, if he gets it off for free, I'm in a little bit of trouble, but if he doesn't, then I'm okay, and Shadow Ball should be able to take it out. After that, spam Dragon moves against this roster. The only things that resist, Jirachi doesn't want to switch into a Dragapult, doesn't want to take a Shadow Ball, and I think that's his only resist to Dragon, except for Rabombi. So both of those don't appreciate Shadow Ball, and otherwise, I'm Scarf, so U-turn is just good momentum, and we're just going to roll with that. And lastly, we have Swampert coming this week. Flip Turn Swampert's coming for the first time. I'm super excited for it. It's a really fun mon to use. I have Roar specifically if he starts setting up with things that I just can't handle. I just want to be able to roar them out. There's a couple of options of things like that. Things like Rotom Wash, going for a nasty plot. I can take 1 Hydro Pump if it's not like rain boosted somehow. I can take 1 Mudsdale, getting a ton of its stamina boosts. I'm just gonna be able to roar that out. Zapdos, I can take 1 hit from full because I'm pretty physically defensive, and I can roar that out. Stealth Rocks with Roar is also just a decent combination. It means that I'm not just set up fodder for the Rabombi. For instance, if the Rabombi does decide to come in on this, I have to make the read if he's going to go straight for the Energy Ball or if he's going to go for a Quiver Dance. Flip Turn puts him in range of the Dragapult, which is super great. And otherwise, I can click Roar if I'm really just like pretty sure he's going to go for Sticky Webs or Quiver Dance or something. And Earthquake's just good coverage. I'm not bringing the Rabombi. I'm not bringing the Rillaboom this week, so Earthquake is fine. And like I said, this is mostly physically defensive. It is Rocky Helmet, and that is the set we're going to be rocking out with. So hopefully this team is able to perform, and we're going to be able to get those wins. I will see you guys all back here later with that battle. Take care.